Well, this is take 3. I'm gonna see how. Is there anything you guys can tell going on in the background that YouTube would keep flagging? Because this is the third time today alone that they, or second time today alone. I don't know. Anyway, so as I was saying, there used to be over 200 of us. With a lot of work with therapists, we have gotten that number down considerably. So now there's about 20 to 25 of us. We haven't taken a true head count in a long time. So I don't know exactly, but we usually tell people between 20 to 25. Hello, everybody. Okay, so if I get shut down again, I sincerely apologize. I don't know why, but it keeps thinking I'm violating some kind of copyright something, which I don't know what in the world I could be doing because I'm not doing anything. There's no TV in the background. There's no music playing. There's nada, nothing. So I don't know what keeps going on. But if I get shut down again and it happens suddenly without me saying bye, I apologize. But if it happens again, I'm probably just gonna give it up for today and figure out what the heck is going on. I don't know. Maybe if I the only thing I can think of is maybe it's my shirt. Maybe. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, I hope so too. Maybe if I come in a little closer so the words can't be read. It's really not that exciting of a shirt, it's just a Batman shirt. But that's the only thing I can think of that, for whatever reason, the computer system keeps flagging. So yeah, there's about 20, 25 of us in our system. There's 3 unicorns in our system. A lot of people don't know that. They don't. 2 of them have never fronted. One of them, the last time she fronted was when we were like 15, 16 years old. And it was just briefly over the phone with somebody. That's all I remember. Yep, unicorns. So there's 3 unicorns, a male, female unicorn, and they had a baby. So 3 unicorns. They stay pretty hidden inside the world, though. I know that when Majesty, that's the female's name, when Majesty fronted, she could talk. She talked on the phone with, I don't know who Kashina at the time was talking to on the phone, but whoever she was talking to, Majesty came out and had a conversation with somebody. So I know she did. Inside they don't. Inside they don't talk. But when she was in the body, I guess she could operate the vocal cords and knew how. I'm pretty sure they have their own unicorn way of talking to each other, maybe. I don't really know. So I don't really spend a whole lot of time with them. Kashina probably spends the most time with the unicorn. So you would think that they would be all over the unicorns a lot more. It's actually, there's not a whole lot of littles in our system anymore. Like there's one that still age slides, Mia. She's done a couple of videos. She was thinking about doing like a regular monthly tea time with Mia thing, but she suddenly got like camera shy or something and decided to back down from doing videos. We were supposed to record yesterday, but I was on my camping trip and Echo also had a full blown anxiety attack on Saturday. It was Saturday. She really freaked out, and so she wasn't available either. So yeah, we were supposed to record a video yesterday with our partner of part 2, how to tell somebody your DID. So we did part 1 with reading from our book, and then part 2 was going to be demonstrations with our partner. But since I wasn't available and Echo also wasn't available, nobody else was willing to do it. Aw, she is. She's just like a bubble of joy. She's just like happy. So it's hard not to smile or laugh when Mia is around. It's really, really hard. So she is super nice. True story, she's actually the very first person I ever dated. Oh, back to the littles. So Mia, she does age slide. She slides from 6 to 16. And actually, I used to be a little in our system. I identify now in like my early to mid 20s. But my brother and I, we both grew up slowly in the system. Hey, MT, how are you? Thanks. YouTube has already shut me down twice. I don't know why. They keep saying copyright something, but I don't know what it is. So if you guys can see anything in the background that's like a logo or something, let me know because I will hide it somehow. But yeah, and sorry about. I know you were in our live chat last week, MT. I didn't know I couldn't play music in the background. And so my live chat got shut down last week because I was playing music. Only last week I had a full blown anxiety attack afterwards. So the whole computer became unsafe to me for a couple of hours. I had to totally step away and de escalate the anxiety. So, but yeah, I was saying earlier, River is co-conscious with me, and she's the only one with an English accent. So she says hi to you guys. Yeah, maybe I am wearing a Batman shirt, so maybe that's the reason why. I decided to lean towards the camera more, so that way it covers up the word, so hopefully it doesn't get flagged. Because that's the only thing I can think of. So, yeah, I hope so. I hope it's all good now. YouTube is really that is so weird. Like I've seen people wear other stuff, but okay. I will have to keep that in mind for from here on out. Be like really super mindful of the clothes we're wearing apparently, because I guess we can get tagged for that too. So yeah, I don't know what to do a video about this week because yesterday was Paul's only day off, and so I don't know. I might still be able to record at night. I mean, we have the nifty O-ring light. Maybe, maybe. So it very well could be the logo on my shirt with it being the Bat Dude. So I don't know what do you guys want to see videos about? Like, because I'm always trying to think of different content. We are working on a video, so here you guys will get a sneak peek at what video we've been working on this for months. The Rubik's Cube. um, so we've been doing a video collaboration on who can solve the Rubik's Cube the fastest. So far, I think Echo's got the record time. So I think well, I don't want to spoil it, but I think so. I think so. I haven't watched everybody's take. Yay, so far so good. I've been streaming for 10 whole minutes this time around, so hopefully it's good. Gosh, if I would have known that, like if it was my shirt, I would have changed my shirt and straightened stuff out. There we go. Yeah, the communication barriers are rough, man. They really are. Communication barriers are rough. I remember when we got to a point where some of us could finally see each other inside, but you could be like standing right in front of somebody and it's still like you still couldn't hear them. You could be, no, because that's what got me shut down last week, MT. Yeah, it flagged me for copyright. I didn't know you couldn't play music in the background, but apparently you can't have TV in the background. You can't have music in the background. Apparently, I need to watch the logos on my shirt, which is the reason why I'm kind of like hunched over and leaning forward so it doesn't. I've already been shut down twice today. Oh, different. It's Lisa's asking also how do different alters react to danger, fight, flight, freeze, response. Now, I was just talking to our current therapist the other day about this on how we have different responses to different things. Like some of us are just super chill, and it seems even if they're a trauma holder, they're like still super chill. Like Andy and Ash, they okay. So you have what's considered okay ANPs and EPs. ANPs are apparently normal parts. EPs are emotional parts. Emotional parts often hold trauma. But here's the weird thing: just because they're a trauma holder or an EP doesn't mean that they're emotional. If that makes sense, some are, some aren't. So my okay, so like Ash, Andy, and Marius, which all three of them have done a video in the past. Um, all three of them are like trauma holders, but they're super, super chill. And they're also some of the people that help us on the inside when the rest of the system is freaking out or whoever's freaking out in the system. Um, so it's they they're super chill. So it's if you were to say like they have very little to no reaction, which sometimes they could get triggered, but if they it takes a lot more to trigger them than it does for the rest of us. But if one of them get triggered, they Andy's the best at like dealing with it. He's like he's right on it. Like as soon as he can feel it creeping up and he can like practically nip it in the butt in the process before it becomes too big of a thing, like really big and huge. Um so he's super good about it. Ash has always been when Echo was Diva and Diva was host, Ash was often co-fronting with her or co-piloting, whatever you want to call it, co-fronting with her, and he was always, kind of helping keep her chill, like, reminding her just take deep breaths, it's okay, whatever, and just sort of comforting her on the inside. So Echo was an AMP, apparently normal part, when she was Diva. But now that Echo has fused with Kenzie and Cadence, the three of them, they're all like, their anxiety response is super high. Um, it's like the least little thing could go sideways and they really feel the anxiety bad, like really bad. Mine's in the mediocre range as far as anxiety, response to danger, stuff like that. Mine's probably in the mediocre range, but I'm also an AMP, apparently normal part. So I'm not a trauma holder, but I still, because your brain went through the anxiety and it's the amygdala that holds the trauma inside of your brain, um, the brain still has trauma. So I could come across something that might be triggery, but I'll have like a slight response to it, but I don't even know that's what it is. It's you don't always know what your triggers are. Let me catch up with some chat here. Let's see. I just realized my message didn't show up in either of the. Oh, hey, Yana. I no, it did not. The only thing I can think of is I heard that there's a new rule that only allows channels with a certain number of subscribers to do live stream, but if you got approved before, it should be okay. Um, I oh, that's interesting. I have not heard that. Possibly, maybe. Or maybe if like a certain number of people don't join or something. But that's I don't know. I really don't know. I'll have to look into that, Yana. Thank you. It's really interesting. So yeah, we have different responses. Our anxiety levels could be very different from each other. Whereas like some people may not be affected at all, whereas other people are highly affected to something. And just because one person was triggered doesn't mean everybody is triggered. Although that could be the case. We have had that happen before, but it's usually a pretty extreme case. Um, so yeah, it's really interesting how the brain works. Like we're all altered states of consciousness, as so well explained by many other YouTubers out there. But we're all altered states of consciousness. So you can have AMPs and EPs, like I said, apparently normal parts and EPs, which are also trauma holders. Uh, the brain experienced the trauma, so it holds the trauma in there. It's if there's a really great book, The Body Keeps the Score. It's a really, really great book that breaks down PTSD and trauma and what happens through your whole body when you go through anxiety, when the after the brain has experienced trauma, and anxiety is now a thing. So, but yeah, what would you guys like to see videos on? Um, so it's the Rubik's Cube idea was just something fun, like some kind of fun collaboration to do with each other. Says, I'm sorry to ask, and it's beside the topic, but if you can see my message, could you say something? Because I'm worried there is something wrong with my account. Thank you. Yeah, Yana, I'm seeing your comments now. So I just saw the oh bleep. I just now realized my message didn't show up in either of the streams, and then your next message is the only thing I can think of is I heard there is a new rule. Uh, yeah. I'm seeing your messages. It's going through now. So it's I don't know. Maybe I know sometimes when you live stream it pauses or something. So I don't know if you heard me before, but I was saying thank you for telling me about the YouTube. Like I might not have enough subscribers to do live streams. I don't know. That could be a thing. But so far I'm going 20 minutes or almost 20 minutes, 18, well, 19 minutes. So far so good. Oh, it's okay. So yeah, we have we're working on that video, the collaboration with the Rubik's Cube. We're also gonna do I might still be able to do the how to tell somebody your D.I.D with my partner. If I did that, what kind of demonstrations do you guys want to see? Like just how to tell a friend, how to tell a lover partner, how to tell a doctor. Oh, they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good. Let's see if I can get one of them. Well, one of them is in another. It's I have 3 kids all together. 2 of them live in another state. One of them lives here with me. Let me see what she's doing if she wants to come be live with me. Wanna come be live with me on YouTube? I'm such a slow texter. It's these kids are like do 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 do, and I'm like, I don't know how they like text so fast. I don't even know if she's awake, to be honest. Her boyfriend works nights, so she has put herself on a nighttime schedule so that way she can get his calls when he takes breaks and stuff. Okay. I don't know. We'll see if she responds or even comes back here. She might be awake. It is almost 4 o'clock. Ooh, gotta wash the shirt. Don't want to get tagged again. But yeah, the kids are all doing good. So I have 2 daughters and a son. My son is my youngest, so he's not 18 yet. So he's never been anywhere near my channel. um, yeah. Telling different types of people. Okay. Oh, it's such a good book. The Body Keeps the Score. I strongly recommend it. Strongly recommend it. If you have anxiety, PTSD, or even if you know somebody who has it, like if you're partnered with somebody that has PTSD, like it is a fantastic, amazing book. Aw. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Yana. I know I have some other video ideas that I haven't done them just yet, but I have some other ones. Like I am planning on doing one with coping skills. I'm not really sure, like coping skills with what though. Coping skills with PTSD, coping skills with dissociating. I guess they're kind of. I guess tools for. I guess it could be used for both, really, because I mean, some of the tools I use for either one. Yay, Rubik's! Oh, Yana, have you ever seen Rubik's Cube art? If you never have seen this, it's crazy stuff. People do like murals, just nothing but Rubik's Cube. If you Google it, go to Google and type in Rubik's Cube art and oh, be ready to be blown away. I just, wow. Just wow. Incredible stuff. AMT says, I would love to see some videos where you would tell some funny stuff of living as D.I.D. It must be hard, but sure there are things to smile about too. Oh yeah, definitely. Somebody was asking, another multiple system was just asking me the other day, how do you get away with stuff? And it was Andy that was out. I remember this from the co-consciousness kicking in. But anyway, so it was Andy that was out. And his rule number 1, have no witnesses, inside or outside. So, true story. There was this one time with Mia. Oh God, I can't remember what it was. Was it? Oh, it was a Christmas present that we got Paul. So it's not hanging up right now. It's in another room, but we have this hand drawn picture that we found. Um, I can't remember where we found it or who found it, but somebody found it, and it's this hand drawn picture of the Beatles, all the members, all the original members of the Beatles. And so we and Paul, our partner, he loves the Beatles. Like that's his favorite band in the world is the Beatles. So we got this picture for him, wrapped it up and everything. And then there was like Mia, she cannot keep a secret. Bless her heart, she cannot keep a secret. She just can't do it. But yeah, so Mia, she's like, one day she's out and she's talking to Paul, and she's like, oh, so we found this awesome picture of the Beatles that was hand drawn, but it's your Christmas present, so you're not supposed to know. We're like, yeah. So it, so have no witnesses if you want to get away with something. Oh, Yana, it's not really with it. Are you? Uh, so yes, book. How, the body keeps a score. Check it out. It's really amazing. So yeah, we. I don't know if you guys caught it or not. But we ended up having to take down two other videos of ours because they too were copyrighted due to music. But that's okay. Just two videos and how many we have so far, and definitely with how many we plan on having in the future, because we're not planning on stopping this anytime soon. So, two videos, not so bad. I guess you learn as you go, right? You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh yeah, Rubik's cube art. It's you could totally get lost. I totally understand getting lost. When I first saw that, found that, I was blown away. I was just like, oh my god. I don't even want to think about how many hours it took to figure out like exactly where the colors needed to be in order to make some of the pictures that they've done. It's just incredible. And a lot of them will tell you how many Rubik's cubes were used to make a certain picture. So, and it's crazy, like 500, 1,000, 10,000. It's just crazy. It's amazing stuff. It's some very, very creative people out there, I have to say. Much more creative than I. So, I think there's oh gosh, who all did they I wanna say there's a Bob Marley one that somebody did out of who was it? Might not have been Bob Marley. I can't remember now. I think there was one where the picture where a deity is touching the finger or God's touching Adam's finger. Yeah. So some more funny stuff. Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. Maybe we could like tell stories on each other because I don't know all the funny things. I just know a few. Yana, I'm sorry you're dissociating right now. I will say dissociating is way better than anxiety, though. Between the two, I'd much rather have a dissociation spell versus an anxiety spell. That's for sure. At least dissociating is kind of like calming. You sort of, it's like a daydreaming state. That's how I've explained it to some other people. It's because um, everybody in their life has disassociated, at least on like what a normal level of So what a normal level of dissociation is um, that like say you're driving home from work and you start thinking about something really intensely, or maybe there's somebody in the car with you and you start having an intense conversation with somebody in the car, and then you get home and you don't remember the drive there. Like you barely just left work, you don't remember the drive at all. Um, or vice versa, you're going to work, and once you get to work, you're sitting there going, did I close the garage door? Did I turn the curling iron off? Did I turn the stove off? Did I leave the lights on? You really cannot remember if you did those things, like if you locked the door, if you closed the garage, or you don't remember the drive there at all. But obviously, you did the drive, so it happened, but you don't actually remember it. Like, did I stop for red lights? Like, you don't remember it. So that's sort of a, a normal level of dissociation. And then when people have dissociative disorders, it's on a higher level. Like it's more frequent and on a higher level. Thank you so much, Lisa. Glad it's I'm glad it is. I'm glad you are very, very intrigued by it. So we were so scared to do our channel. I probably wanted to do a YouTube channel for gosh, like I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. It's shortly after I saw Multiplicity and me do videos, I was like, I want to do that. But I was so scared. So scared. What if my parents find the channel? What will they say? Because, well, we did tell my mom once, but I'm pretty sure the way her brain is, she probably forgot already. She doesn't remember things very well. So I don't know that she really knows, like, even though we told her, but she probably forgot. Our dad, nope, we don't ever plan on telling him, ever. We did tell our sister, and actually, my sister is a published author. And my sister is helping. Well, we're writing the material for our book, but our sister is going to do the editing for it. So, because she's already a published author, so she knows, and she's got her degree in English and all of that. So, yeah, dissociation is weird. It's weird. Or, another common way to explain it is like if you're, yeah, MT, our last video was reading a small section out of our book, How to Tell Somebody Your D.I.D. So that was that was our last video, is giving people a sneak peek into our book. I need to get better at thumbnails. I'm still figuring out this whole thumbnail business. It's that's cool. That's the good thing about videos. You can always go back and watch them. So it's yeah. Yeah, yeah. We were really scared to ask her for the longest time because, truth be told, we've been working on this book for a couple of years. Like I already have one rough draft of the book already written. But when I went back through to read it, I was like, I I can't do this. Like there is nothing here I can publish. Like nothing I want out there. This is all wrong in so many ways. So now I'm doing a second draft, I guess you could say. Which is really the reason why I have no clue at all when, not even the faintest idea of when this book will be done or finished. So, but yeah, my sister is amazing. She's really amazing. There's a video we did about a year ago. It's the Meow Wolf experience, where we went and visited my sister. She lives in New Mexico. A cool thing about Meow Wolf is, okay, so the author of Game of Thrones lives in Santa Fe. And my sister, she's been a fan of his since she was in high school, like long before Game of Thrones and any of that. She was a fan of his a long time ago. Him and his wife live in Santa Fe. He was born and raised in Santa Fe. His address apparently is public information, blah, blah, blah. My sister's been to his house. She didn't meet him, but she's been to his house. And in the very front, there's a sign out there. I didn't see it, but my sister told me about it. There's a sign out there that says, "Before you knock, please remember, real people live here." So that was kind of a a message to people that, you know, don't don't really knock unless you are a friend or something. Like, uh, so yeah, my sister's always she went to his address because after she, anyway, that's her story to tell. So we went to New Mexico, and Meow Wolf was started by some artists that they had this idea. Well, they knew that they were never going to be the conventional kind of artist where their stuff would be up in a museum and people walk by and say, "Oh, nice piece," and they move on to the next. They knew that they were never going to be that type of artist. They had the idea of, what, instead of making a painting, what if you could create something where the person can walk through a painting? And so these group of artists started Meow Wolf. Um, and so it's this interactive artistic experience of a bunch of collaborations of all kinds of different things put together. And it is one of the craziest houses I've ever been in. Craziest houses and experiences I've ever saw. And I didn't get it on film, but one of my favorite parts was, okay, in this one part of the house, you could be walking along this hallway, and at the end of the hallway, there's a door, and then you like go through the door, and you're walking out of the refrigerator in the kitchen, like you're going through the refrigerator. It's the craziest thing. In the video, another one of my favorite parts is when you go through the dryer. I called it all kinds of other things in the video. I called it the washing machine, the all kinds of stuff, but it's actually the dryer. And it you can actually sit in the dryer, and in the video I show like how they have all these clothes and stuff behind this plexiglass, like socks, blouses, shirts, t-shirts, underwear, like just all kinds of clothes. And it's and there's all these like blue little lights around. Anyway, it's a really freaky place, and there's this whole mystery behind it. I can't remember the boy's name now, but there's like this whole mystery to find out what happened to the family that quote unquote lived there. It's all fictional. It's all completely fictional. But oh, there's my kitty cat. So my kitty cat, I'm trying to cover the words on my shirt. Hey, Kita, you want to come say hi? You want to come here? Kitty, kitty. She's cleaning her paws right now, cleaning her face. So sometimes she's seen in my videos in the back sleeping. so, so yeah, my sister is in that video, the Meow Wolf experience. So where I did a bunch of little videos throughout that. Sometimes she's holding the camera, sometimes I'm holding the camera. Um, yeah. So that was, I mean, I was really grateful that they allowed filming and pictures and all of that good stuff in there. So I've heard that there's a couple of other states that are starting a Meow Wolf. I heard that Colorado, I don't remember where. Oh, okay. So take care, Yana. But yeah, I think Colorado is going to do one, and I think Nevada. But I swear to God, every state needs a Meow Wolf. Every city should have a Meow Wolf in it. It's amazing. It was so fun. It was so fun. Oh, so back to the author of Game of Thrones. The reason why I went into that, the author of Game of Thrones, he funded the projects basically. Like it. So these artists, they started off on this other land area, and they thought it was like kind of abandoned or something like that, and that they could do their thing there. But they ended up getting a slap on the wrist from legalities and stuff like that. And they had to take everything down. They're like, well, crap, what do we do now? The author found out about it, about what they were trying to do. And he's a huge supporter of art, like all kinds of art, huge supporter. And so he ended up buying this basically an old bowling alley is what it was. It was originally an old bowling alley. And of course, they reconstructed everything, redid the whole thing. But yeah, so he's one of the people that funded Meow Wolf in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Or I think it's like right on the border. I don't know if it's in I think it's Santa Fe. I think it's Santa Fe. Oh, so fun. If you ever go to New Mexico or any of the other states that are developing a Meow Wolf, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So fun. Just real interesting experience. One of the most bizarre by far. So I've always wanted to go to that, it's a house mansion, I can't remember, but the lady of the house, she, like, constantly was building, and so there's, like, stairs that lead to nowhere and different things, and she was, like, the wife of, uh, a one of the men that created one of the, like, the big gun companies. I can't remember all about it. Maybe you guys can tell me about it. Hey, Sammy. So yeah, I don't remember the name of that one, but I've always wanted to go there too. Always, always. Yeah, Sarah Winchester. The Winchester House, that's right, Winchesters. Yes, I've always wanted to go there. I've never been there. But I loved going to Meow Wolf. Meow Wolf was an amazing experience. Uh Winchester, I would love to go there one day. I really would. Oh, did they? Did they? It's Sammy saying they went there on BuzzFeed Unsolved. Cool. Sounds like Stephen King's Rose Manor. I've never been to Stephen King's either. Is that an actual place or is that a book of his? Oh, there's my kitty cat. You can see her in the background. There's Kita. She's getting ready for her nap. She likes to sleep on the bed. She's going to her little corner. She likes to sleep on. I sleep on the right side, and so she's going on the right side of the bed to sleep over there. Oh, it's a book? Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. And Sammy's saying because it's apparently the site of a lot of reported ghost activity. Ah, gotcha. I've heard that before. I've heard that. So it's actually something that we have not talked about at all on the channel is that I don't know if I can, but Kashina and Diva are both able to read cards. So we actually do have a oracle deck. It's a fairy oracle deck. Um, but yeah, so and Echo hasn't tried to do a reading since she fused with Kinsey and Cadence. So she hasn't tried to do a reading, but she used to be able to read as Diva. We don't know if she still reads. I've never even tried it, so maybe I can, and I don't even know. But yeah, there's this whole. We do have different religious beliefs. So I'm more Buddhist. Echo is like Wiccan, and it's Jeremiah is Christian. Jeremiah hasn't done a video either. I should talk to him about that. And Sammy's saying Sarah's family kept tragically dying, so she went to a medium who told her that she was being haunted by the. Oh, I remember this. Okay, yeah, the ghost of people killed by her husband's guns. Right, right. I have, Lisa. I have. I have seen two. One was super, like super solid, like right there, super solid. Um, Never forget it. It was in a house that we lived in New Mexico when we lived in Albuquerque. And at the time, there was like this little, like the wall was straight, but then it had this little indent where the window was. Um, and I had a twin size bed. And so it was big enough for my twin size bed to fit in there. But I like to look out the window a lot, and a lot of my others do too. So we put the head of the bed opposite of the window so we could look out the window. Well, one day we woke up because our legs felt super, super cold. And so we woke up and we looked up, and there was this lady. She looked like maybe from the early 1900s. She had this button up shirt. Like she was covered, from like here on her neck all the way to her ankles. She's wearing this real long skirt, and it looked like she had a brooch at the top of her collar. of the shirt, I could tell her hair was up, and she was reading a book. She was like looking down at a book. And what was weird is she seemed just as scared to see me as I was her. So she like walked in and she was basically standing right where our shins would be, our calves. She was standing like on top of our calves on our bed. And I like just looked at her, blinking a couple of times. And she looked out at me and she went, and then she dropped the book. Like when she put her hands to her mouth, the book dropped, but I didn't feel anything, so I can't show the logo of my shirt. I didn't feel anything drop on me, but her book did drop. And then she turned around and went out the window and left. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, Sammy. That's what started her on her journey of building the house the way she did. I hear you there, Sammy. I hear you there. We feel things. We feel things, and it's like I can read buildings. So yeah, we can read buildings, which is really weird. We did an escape room. There's a video about that too. Although they wouldn't let us film inside, of course, because they don't want people knowing how to solve the room. So we couldn't film inside. But we did just like a quick video before Paul and I, we were invited to go do an escape room with some friends of his that he works with. It was one of their birthdays, and so he invited a bunch of his friends. So it was like I can't remember 8 of us, 8 people total. A lot of them I just met that day. But so yeah, we Paul and I and like 6 other people that were basically strangers to me did an escape room. So we had record timing for solving that particular escape room. I think it was the island or something, and it was by Breakout. So Breakout is the name of the place that we went to, and I think it was like a volcano island or something. Basically, you had to solve all the stuff before the volcano erupts, and you have like 1 hour. And we solved it in, I think it was 30 something minutes, like 32 minutes or 35 minutes. They said that that was the fastest any group has ever solved that room, including some groups that never did solve it. So we were super happy about that. It was actually kind of almost, in a way, at the end of it, it was like, well, that was fast. What now? And we tried to see if they would let us do another escape room, but they said no because it's all on a schedule, and so you have to schedule it, and then a person has to be there and ready for it with the room prepared. So they wouldn't let us do another one, but we did an escape room. And we were super scared about it. I was really freaked out about doing an escape room. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared that this is going to trigger the crap out of us. What if this? What if that? Because we can get triggered pretty easily by just a lot of stuff, like loud noises, just stuff. Which there was this horn thing that went off a couple of times that made us jump pretty bad. But with our partner there and other people there, I think it's like them just sort of laughing about it, like, oh my God, because they all jumped too. I mean, because it was just like a foghorn going off, practically inside this little tiny room. And I think the room is smaller than my bedroom. Um, so it was super loud, especially for such a tiny room. So we did. But I did so much research. Oh, I did so much research on escape room. I was looking up YouTube videos left and right. What are escape rooms? What should I expect? What to do? What's the best way to solve them? Have any tragedies ever happened in an escape room? Like, I needed to know. I needed to know everything. But it helped me because the more I learned about the escape rooms, more about them, because I'd never even heard of them before. But the more I learned about it, the less anxiety we had about doing so. And it was super scary thinking about doing it, but I'm so glad we did it. We had a lot of fun. Also, for the record, if you guys are looking at doing an escape room and you haven't, they do allow you to leave the room. You can push a button if you need to use the restroom or if you need a cigarette break and you need to go outside and smoke a cigarette. There was a guy in our group that smoked cigarettes and he needed to go out. Well, Paul smokes too, but he was fine. He was okay. He didn't need to go out for a cigarette break. But there was one guy in our group that did need to go for a cigarette break in the middle of it. Another person had to use restrooms. So it's you're not truly trapped in there. Um, not really. If you freak out for any reason, it's if or you need something, like you need a glass of water, you need to use a restroom, you want to go outside and get a fresh breath of air or smoke a cigarette, there's a button you can push to let them know, hey, somebody needs out. And they'll let you back in. So they'll let you go out and take care of business and then let you go come back in. Ooh, let me catch up with Jack. With Jack. What was that? Let me catch up with chat. Sorry. So, Sammy said I've done two. One was gold mine themed, and the other was Sherlock Holmes. Ah, Sherlock Holmes themed. That would be really cool. Really cool. For the Sherlock one, I felt so dumb because there was a bunch of words on the wall, and there was a stick with words that we needed to line up to find the code. Oh, interesting, interesting. I don't know what's more fascinating about escape rooms, solving them or the masterminds that come up with the puzzles for an escape room. Because we love puzzles. We love puzzles of all kinds. We love jigsaw puzzles. We love logic puzzles. We love the Rubik's Cube. Um, so we love puzzles and things. Uh, yeah, we love that stuff. So we've never come up with our own puzzle, though, if that makes sense. We've never done our own thing. It's like come up with our own original logic puzzle or something like that. So I can only imagine like the mastermind of thinking and work that goes into creating these escape rooms. Like, how genius is that? Oh, are there escape? I didn't know there was escape the room apps. That's really cool. That is awesome. Oh, you like puzzles as well, but not Rubik's or escape? No problem, NT. No problem. I love jigsaw puzzle was my first love. So that was our first love. Our mother, we grew up on solving puzzles. Every Thanksgiving and Christmas, she buys a new puzzle. To this day, she still does, even though she's the only one that solves them now in the house. But to this day, she still buys a puzzle every Thanksgiving and Christmas. Actually, she sent me a puzzle for Christmas too. I don't know if she sent my sister one, but she did send me one this last Christmas. It was of a Santa Claus. Right now, sadly, I don't have any place really that I can put a puzzle together. Not any place that I can sit comfortably for my back, as I have really bad scoliosis in my back and I need pretty good back support. Which hunching over like this is really bad for my back. I'm supporting myself on my elbows, but still, it's really bad for my back. But so yeah, I don't have any place with a good back support where I can put puzzles together. Maybe if I bring the coffee table in where I normally film in our living room. Um, the computer's in the bedroom, but normally I usually film. You guys, I do everything on YouTube I do from my phone. Yeah, right now, because that's all I got. My computer is like practically shot. So yeah. I took it to Geek Squad, and Geek Squad said, "Yeah, there's no saving it. You need a new computer." But we don't have money for a computer. So, much less any other neato equipment like cameras and microphones and all of that jazz, which is sometimes the reason why the sounding sucks on my YouTube videos. So, because I don't have very good microphone right now and all that good stuff. Uh, Now I don't know why I started talking about that. Oh, in the living room. So it's maybe if I bring the coffee table in closer to the couch, I could sit on the floor, lean my back up against the couch when I need to. That could work. And Semi saying, that sucks. I had surgery for my scoliosis several years ago because there were severe. Yeah, I have. They wanted to do surgery on my back, but one of my curves is like right in the middle. And for some reason, they said that it's just too dangerous. One doctor, when I asked one of them, why was it so dangerous to do this surgery for me? And one of them said because they would have to go through the front in order to put the steel rods in place where they need to be. And that would involve going through the rib cage and I don't know, just weirdo stuff. So they said there's only a 50% chance of surviving the surgery. And out of 50% chance of surviving it, there's 50% chance of that of becoming paraplegic. Because I have two curves in my spine right now. So my back does like this. So this is basically it feels like this top part is touching my shoulder bone. So the shoulder. That's if you were to follow my spine with your finger, it feels like they're touching. Ah, that would be amazing. Birthday and Christmas. They're both in December. So yeah, it's also pulling my rib cage like to pieces. It's not to pieces, but it's pulling my entire rib cage over and it's it's starting to get pretty weird in the whole chest area. It doesn't help that I have COPD/asthma on top of it. So we've got breathing problems on top of our rib cage, pushing up against our lungs, shoving everything around. Um, but yet they say that it's super dangerous to do the surgery. So they wanted to do the surgery when we were 16 years old. But my parents wouldn't allow it after finding out that there's only 50% chance of surviving the surgery. My parents said absolutely not. Then that doctor was going to sue my parents for medical child neglect. And then my dad was like, the hell you are. So yeah, that didn't actually go anywhere. But we're also allergic to all pain meds. So I can't take anything for pain. Nada, nothing. So I just got to deal. Just got to suck it up and deal. Sammy's saying that's what mine looked like, except it didn't go that far forward. Gotcha. It sounds like a fucked up situation. Both. Yeah, it is. I don't know. So it's when I was looking into I was trying to figure out at one point why scoliosis even happens. Like why. And I don't know for other people, but after finding out some more history about our life, we think we know why we have scoliosis because our collarbone was broken when we were 3 years old. Part of why we're D.I.D. is because of medical complications as a very, very young child. Like when we were born, we were born with our legs turned inwards, like Forrest Gump, and we did have to wear the braces. In fact, my parents took the braces. The doctors didn't want the braces taken off for a long time. My parents didn't want me going to school and being made fun of at school wearing braces. So they took the braces off before I was 5 years old, where the doctors would have liked to have me worn them for longer. Anyway, when I was like 2 or 3 years old in braces, we were at some kind of church function and there was a lady swinging on the swings and I walked right in front of her, I guess. So I walked right in front of her and she tried to stop, but she couldn't. So she still hit me like just full blam, 3-year-old, sorry, 3-year-old blam. And my parents took me to the hospital. It took, I think they said 3 orderlies and 2 nurses and my mom to hold me down on the table, a 3-year-old, to hold me down on the table. And I think this was the beginning of Demian. But yeah, so Demian, one of my others, you'll probably never see a video done by Demian. Demian is like a physical protector only. But anyway, so they had us laying down. So we broke the collarbone. The collarbone was broken when we were like 2 or 3 years old. And as a doctor later described, you can't really fix a broken collarbone. Like if you break your arm, you can get it casted. You break your collarbone, there's not much they can do. Apparently, it's extremely painful to break a collarbone too. I don't know. I don't remember it, but supposedly it's extremely painful. And my parents thought for sure I would remember my collarbone being broken, wearing braces on my legs. I don't remember any of that. But that's part of why we're D.I.D is because of a lot of medical complications. There was also like when I was somewhere in there when I was like 2, 3 years old, I was also ran over by a bicyclist, like a regular bicycle, not motorcycle, like a regular bicycle. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what I was doing. I guess I like wanted to go outside and play, and I was playing in the front yard and ran in front of a bicyclist. As far as I know, no broken bones or anything came of that situation, not that I know of. But yeah, I think I was very accident prone when I was a kid. We've always been kind of clumsy. Um, but so many medical issues before we were even 3, really. My parents thought for sure I'd remember the braces. Don't remember a thing. So they think that, speaking of scoliosis with the collar, see, I'll start a conversation, then I forget to finish it. I'm so sorry, you guys. But the doctors think that because I broke the collarbone at such a young age, your collarbone is, I guess the way that your bones work and fuse together and stuff, your collarbone is what sets your spine. And so since my collarbone was broken at such a young age, my spine didn't have a chance to develop straight. But I had bone problems coming out of the womb. So, and Sammy's saying, I mean, I got through the procedure okay, but after that was the first time I'd ever gotten depressed in my whole life. I won't go into it, but it was partly because it hurt to move, so I stayed. Oh gosh, I'm sure. I've had a couple of other surgeries done, and that's hard stuff, man. Hard stuff. Like a year after my son was born, we had a tubal ligation done by choice, and that was pretty painful. We've had some other surgeries I don't want to talk about, but we've had some other surgeries as well. Well, we had our gallbladder removed at the age of 19. Doctor said I was the youngest patient he's ever had to do a gallbladder surgery on. For 2 years, we had problems with gallstones and had no idea what it was. We just thought it was part of our panic attacks and didn't know what was going on. We'd go to the hospital, and the hospital would be like, well, your blood's fine, your blood works fine, it's just all in your head. And 2 years later, finally we see a doctor who has a bright idea of doing an ultrasound. And he's like, well, let's do an ultrasound on you, see what's going on. And that's how they found the gallstones in my gallbladder. No other doctor or nurse or hospital even thought about doing an ultrasound or even looking for gallstones because I was so young. Because they usually don't see people with gallstones until they're like in their mid 30s, 40s, something like that. But so yeah, and the surgeon who did my surgery, he said that if it would have gone on, like my gallbladder was filled with gallstones, like totally filled. He said another 6 months, if even that, I probably would have been dead because they overlooked it for 2 years. So we had our gallbladder removed at the age of 19. That was horrible. But yeah, anytime you get surgery, it hurts tremendously to be able to move or do anything. You just can't move at all. Just got to stay in bed and rest. I feel like I'm missing something. Let's see. Lisa is saying, I got PTSD from a surgery. Great pain does cause dissociation. Yeah, it can. It can. Definitely. It's almost like your brain trying to give you a break from the inevitable. And Sammy saying, my mom stayed with me overnight the whole week. But the one time she left, I got really upset and my dad couldn't help. Oh man, Sammy, I'm so sorry. I don't remember what was Diva that was host when we had both surgeries done actually. So both of those surgeries, it was Diva that was the front. So I don't really remember a whole heck of a lot about it. I do remember we couldn't move. I don't remember who washed over us. I'm pretty sure after the tubal ligation, we were just on our own because we had 3 kids to look after and our ex wasn't going to help. That was for sure. Um, then again, to be fair, at the time, our ex had like 2 jobs. So he was working 2 jobs. So he wasn't home a whole lot. But even on his days off, like full day off, like off from both jobs, he wasn't much help. So I'm pretty sure after we had the tubal ligation, we just had to look after ourselves. We were on our own and had to take care of 3 kids. And Sammy's saying it was 6 years ago. I was 14. Oh, wow, Sammy. Wow, wow. Lisa's saying I had to have therapy, but it helped tremendously. And I was better 6 months later. Oh, good. Good, good. I'm glad it helped. MT saying I have to go to sleep. Busy day tomorrow. Thanks, Daxx. Bye, everyone. Oh, bye, MT. Take care. Sweet dreams to you. Sweet dreams. It does look like I have been streaming for about an hour now. So, yay, I didn't get shut down this time. I'll just have to be more mindful of what shirts I wear. Doesn't look like my daughter responded or whatnot. So, I think actually I'm going to be ending this as well myself. So, I'm going to go on to other things. I need to get dinner ready and do stuff, do more house stuff, do more cleaning. So please be safe, stay healthy, you guys. Take care. I'm gonna log off for now. I'm gonna try to be back again next Wednesday, and yeah. So thank you so much for joining me today. So take it easy, guys. Bye bye.